A while back I heard a story about a guy who was traveling in the wilderness. And it was kind of a wooded area and stuff, and he just kept on walking and walking, and he was lost, and he knew he was lost. And he was getting desperate because he started to get thirsty. And he was praying, asking God for his assistance, for his guidance, so that he could find help, and like all of us would do, right? Well, he came up upon this pump, a well, the old-fashioned pump, the one you had to pump and the water would come out. If you don't know what that is, ask someone. They can probably explain it to you. But anyway, he saw the pump from a distance, and he said, "Oh, grace, God, thank you so much." And when he got to the pump, there was a bucket hanging off of the side of the pump, and that bucket was full of water. And his first thought was, "Man, there's water already. I'm so thirsty." But there was a note on the side of the bucket. And it said to pour the water into the pump to prime it. Then you may drink as much as you need, but please fill the bucket for the next person. Well, now he had a dilemma, right? Because he was so thirsty, he just wanted to drink the water. And he said, "Well, but that's not what it says, right? I'm supposed to pour the water in the pump. But these pumps are not that reliable. So what if I pour the water and it doesn't prime and I don't get any water out of it? Then I'm still thirsty and I'm stuck." In life, we get those type of situations, those type of dilemmas where we have the choice of doing something that benefits us or doing something that would be the right thing. And we wonder sometimes, if I do the right thing, how will it affect me? Will my purpose be, right? When I was preparing this homily, I was thinking, I said, I really can't think of anyone that I know who would not do the right thing. It says a lot for the people I know. But we have to know that we have a God who thirsts for us. We have a God who thirsts for us. See, Jesus in the gospel today, he sits on the side of this well and he tells this woman, "I thirst." Right? "Give me a drink." Well, this is not the last time Jesus is going to utter those words to us, right? That I thirst. Because on Good Friday, we're going to hear that again, but from the cross. And I think it means the same thing then as it means today, is that he is thirsting for our love. That Jesus Christ, not only does he want us to give everything and to surrender everything to him, but he is surrendering everything to us because he thirsts for us. You see, when he went into that conversation with the Samaritan woman, there's a couple of issues with that, right? First thing is, and we know from history, that Jewish men didn't speak to strange women in public. They spoke to their wives, and there's still some Jews today that still follow that. And then she was a Samaritan. See, back then, the Jews and Samaritans practiced social distancing even before it was popular today, but for a different reason. You see, Jews had nothing to do with Samaritans. They would rather spit on this woman than ask her for a drink, much less share the bucket that she was going to use. They had nothing in common. And then he spoke to her. He reached into her heart, because you see, when he asked about her husband, she had told him that, "Well, I don't have a husband." And he said, "You're right." What he was trying to tell her was that she was looking for love in all the wrong places. And trust me, I'm not going to sing. But he was reaching into her heart because there was an emptiness in her heart that she was looking for. And he was trying to explain to her that she found that emptiness. She found what was going to fill that heart was the love of Jesus Christ, because he suffered for us. He was letting her know that everything was going to be different. That she was going to find that love, and that love is the wellspring that flows from us. Our love for Jesus Christ is what flows from us that changes the world. You see, we have to be those people that when someone sees us, they say, "Hey, look, I don't know what it is about them, but I want that." That is our love for God. That is our love for Jesus Christ. That is that wellspring of love that continues to flow from us when we start to realize and find that true love that comes from Jesus. But are we those type of people? Do people see in us something different than they see in the rest of the world? Do they see our love for Jesus by the way we live our lives, by the way we conduct ourselves? And just like that woman at the well, do we bring people to Jesus by the way we live? You see, it was awesome that she went back to town and she told the people, she said, she didn't go and say, hey, I met this great prophet. Y'all come and see. What did she say? When she got to the people, she said, hey, y'all come and see this guy. He told me everything I have done. But it wasn't judgmental. You see, when he looked into her heart, when he looked at her life, he didn't judge her for where she had been. He felt compassion for her because she was lost. And she couldn't find what she was looking for. And that was true love. But we have that true love because Jesus Christ wants that true love with us. He searches us out. He seeks us before we even knew who He is. He was seeking us. He was thirsting for us. You see, do we do that? Do we bring people to Christ? You see, just like that bucket next to that well, it represents the faith that was given to us by those who came before us. When we pour that water into the pump, to prime that pump, that is what we surrender for our faith. That is the way that we show our faith. And we come here and we drink as much as we can. But do we fill the bucket for those who come after us? Do we prepare the faith for the next generation? Do we prepare the faith for those people out in the world who don't know what true love really is? You see, when we come up to communion, we think we're just coming up to receive Jesus. But He is calling us up to communion so that He can give Himself to us. Because He surrenders to us. Because He is seeking us. Because He thirsts for us. So that we can take Him out to the rest of the world. So that we can go out and make a difference. See, Jesus Christ thirsts for us. He seeks us. He wants us. And we have to ask ourselves, do I really thirst for Him?